Hey guys, welcome back. We're back for another great show. Let's have some fun. Right, where are we? Risks associated with the stock market. Don't forget that, eh? Don't forget that. Let me take that off the page. Let's get to it. Let's get to the day. Let's have a look at what we're doing and where we've been and what's been happening and what hasn't been happening and how you guys are and how everyone is. Let's get on with it. I'm surprised you guys aren't watching the inaugurations and whatnot. You're all here. That's great. Good stuff. All right. So, yeah, on Thursday, as a group, as the A team, we all agreed to take the Euro US dollar short, and that one got taken out by stop loss yesterday. Unfortunately, it got nailed. Well, it got nailed. It got totally taken out with that long green bar. So Euro US dollar cost us $240 or something, $237. So we're, according to the total, $400 down. But I went and took a gold trade for us, which is doing okay at the moment. But that said, I have also moved the stop loss up to cost again. And it's the same thing. I'm just watching this because with the US dollar, Canadian dollar, we had a long trade, if you remember correctly. And it was way into profit up here. It looked really good, just like gold is now. And I moved the stop loss up to cost, and I went out, and I got a message on the phone that said stop loss taken out. And I thought, that's impossible. And I had a look at the price on the charts on the phone, and the price was where I'd left it. And I came back to the chart, and I saw this, and I thought, wow, that's just so unlucky. But there was no way back in. Now, yesterday, you got this long, horrific red candle. Luckily, we weren't in the trade there. And some of you would have still had your stop loss way down. And it took everyone's stops out. So now I thought of buying back in, but I just couldn't see the trade. It just, yeah, there is money here on this demand level. And I thought, okay, let's just put some money in and buy again. And then I thought, no, leave it. And then I left it, and whew, there she went straight back up. It's been very volatile at the moment. Might be because of this news. Historic tariffs on Canada and Mexico might have something to do with that. You know, old Donald is doing his thing there, man. He's doing his thing. So I don't know how many of you are gonna be here today, but if you guys have got any trades, we're gonna take those trades. We're gonna have a look and see if we can get into the market with those trades and move on with this account, see if we can put it where it's supposed to be. So our overall net loss, if you look at the way the gold is now, if we were to sell it now, we would be like $300 down. And if you take the first $50, which I accidentally pressed the wrong button on, we've only really $250 down, so it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. It's all to do with that Euro US dollar trade at the end of the day, which went wrong. That one cost us the full stop loss. You win some, you lose some. Let's hope the gold wins. But if I look at the gold, why did I take the gold trade? I look at the gold. If it ever comes up, I don't know if it's ever going to come up. There you go. There's the gold. You look at the gold. It's in a bullish trend. It's in two bullish trends. It's in the main bullish trend. It's in a short-term bullish trend. There is a resistance up here, but I'm hoping that it'll get into the resistance and give us the 27.50 at least. So that's the trade we've taken. This trade's free at the moment because I've taken the stop loss up into cost. So whatever happens, happens. Let's hope we do get a good trade all the way up though. Just looked at, it's in structure, it's going up, going up, going up. So the next leg, hopefully, same thing. Then we're looking at Euro Great British Pound today. You haven't taken the trade. It's waiting for you guys to see what you want to do. Euro Great British Pound today, looking at it, thinking it's above the resistance, it's above the trend support, so we can all decide whether that's a good trade or not, whether we want to take that on this particular platform or not. It is quite high already if you look at it, because there is it's been in a bit of a range, but it's also been pretty high up here at the 86,500. So it's got some legs if we want it to have some legs. Still getting used to this charting program as far as moving the things in and out go, as moving the sizes go and all the rest of it. But yeah, it looks like a reasonably good possibility of a trade. We just got to wait for everyone to get here. And then we can talk about our normal stuff. And I think I'll go over the MACD again today. We went over stochastic on Tuesday, and today we can just go over MACD a bit and have a look. And we can talk a little bit about maybe the moving average crossovers and things like that. But we don't trade with those things, so it's not really that important. What's more important is our strategy and our 50-50 and why win rates don't work. We all know that win rates don't work. They're a complete waste of time. So, once again, all right, so that, for those of you that don't know, this is the Funded Trader Markets account that I've opened for us, for the group. So a lot of you guys come back the live shows every time, and a lot of you guys are actually members on the channel as well and that sort of thing. So this is for us to trade together so that we can help with you guys, you know, moving forward and that sort of thing with your trading. I was going to open a cash account and I decided this would be better. And for anyone who wants a Funded Trader Markets account, I've left a link in the description for those who want an account like that. Thing is, I like these guys because they don't bother me with how I trade, when I trade, what time I trade, or anything to that effect. There is limits, you know, the old maximum drawdown. You can lose 4% in a day, 6% overall. 4% is like, what, $1,000 or whatever. I think the overall drawdown is 2,500 or something like that we can lose. So let's not lose that, guys. Let's keep this one going. Let's keep it going. I've still got the other one open, by the way. But we're not trading that one together. We're trading this one together. How's it, Anthony? How's it going? Good. So, did you hear us talk about what happened with the trades? Morning, Wendy. Good to see you here today. Not driving today. You'll notice I started the show half an hour later. I'm starting at 10 o'clock now, so that I think it's going to suit people just a little bit better. I know I don't want to have a problem with the guys that are coming in really late. You know, like they want to go to bed at midnight and stuff like that. There's a few people in those time zones. But for the guys in this time zone, maybe this sort of works a little bit better. Let's just see how we go. And then the Thursday one, that time seems to be reasonable, seems to work for everyone. And yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Anthony, things didn't work out too well with those trades. Unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, one of those things. That's how the things go. So, yeah, let's decide on Euro, Great British Pound today. See if we go for that. Maybe, maybe not. Then, hi everyone. How's it? How's it? It's good to have you guys here again. That's a good bit of fun. Any other trades you like, then we'll have a look at that as well. I'm not doing Bitcoin today because it's like, doesn't know where it wants to be. I don't know what it's planning. It's doing the same thing as a Canadian dollar. Some coffee there. Look at that long shoot up all the way up to probably 111, 112. Straight back down again. This is a magnet, this 100,000. Such a magnet at the moment. But I was thinking maybe it'll come back to 90 and then go back up again and so on. Yeah, like I said, Anthony, with me, what happened with the CAD, I'm glad you got out. Look, we didn't lose anything on the CAD. Effectively, what happened on that day, or on was it the Friday or the Thursday? I can't remember, but we went way into profit. And as you know, I think our stop loss was $230 or something like that. So I looked at the stop loss being 230. We were 160 odd in profit. So for me, that was a signal to move the stop loss up into cost, you know, to break even. I moved it up to break even. Well, actually, we made $6 or something, $5.54. Doesn't matter. But, you know, I put it in that area. And I went out. And, you know, look at this. The Canadian dollar hasn't been that volatile. It's just been going up and down. So I wasn't expecting anything like that. And like I said, I got the message on my phone. I thought, wow, how did that happen? So we got taken out at cost, $5 in profit, something like that. But we could have made a hell of a lot more as it went up. But so be it, eh? So be it. Those are the painful ones. Those are the ones that you're like, wow, how does that even happen? You know, just unlucky. But it was a good trade. It was an excellent trade. Should have been an excellent trade. Because when it got up to those heights, I probably would have moved the stop loss right up behind it because that was our target and we would have got pretty close to target. But I was out. As usual, I don't sit and look at charts, and I got that message on my phone, which was very unfortunate. See, even now with gold now, it was over 100 and odd bucks, and we've got like 150 stop loss. It's a bit less than what it's supposed to be, but I was struggling with the lots. And I thought, well, it's a good time to move this up to break even, but I see now it wants to try and come back a little bit. So let's hope it doesn't spike or something equally ridiculous like it did with the CAD, and we can stay in this trade. Right, so the indexes, as I say, all bullish, not looking like they want to do a hell of a lot at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm glad the CAD worked. But the Euro US dollar, did you have the Euro US dollar, Anthony? Because that one took us out yesterday. That's actually what cost the account a little bit. The full stop loss, 237. Now, the trouble with the Euro US dollar is it broke a short-term structure and went long, but it hasn't broken the main structure. It's still within the main structure. This is the daily trend resistance, and it's still bearish, very bearish. So it's tried to break through, but it hasn't broken through. Can it break through? Yeah, sure. If it breaks through, it's going to be a great long trade. But at the moment, it's still bearish, and it's still bouncing to the short side. So, you know, one could hit that trade again if we want to. But I'm just waiting to see what it wants to do. Does it want to break through, or does it want to go down? But guys, it hasn't broken main structure. Broken a short-term structure here, a very short-term structure. But the long-term structure is still in place. The daily, still there. Still holding on. Holding on for dear life, man. So, you know, yeah. Let's see. That one was a lost trade. Okay, so what we need gold to go all the way up to the profit target. A couple of $100 is its profit target. It's not a big deal. And see if we can pick the account up, because it's overall, with that profit, we're overall about $300 in loss at the moment with the account. So let's see how we go, see if it gets better, and take it from there. Okay, so Euro, Great British Pound, we're looking at that. Okay, then that's the market. Market's a 50-50 game. As I always tell you guys, the market is 50-50 because everybody that trades in the market actually wants to win. Absolutely everyone. I don't know anyone who gets into this to lose. And that's why it makes the market a 50-50 game. And that's also why squiggly lines don't make you the money. The only thing that makes you the money is strategy. All this is a high probability. You look at this and you think, oh, there's a probability that will go up. So let's take a long trade. Then you take the trade and the probability goes against you. Or it goes for you. It's 50-50. End of the day, you just got to manage the trade and hope that you win more trades than you lose, or well, not win more trades than you lose, but win more money than you lose, let's say. Because the trades, you'll win half and lose half. That's just basically how it is. And then you get some bad runs where you lose 10 in a row. Yeah, that can be quite painful and quite annoying. Right, so not many people on the show today. Maybe the guys are watching the Trump inauguration and stuff like that. So we shall see how we go today. See if it picks up or anything to that effect. Brent crude oil. Let's have a look at the Brent. See here. Just want to take it up a little bit. Let's take it up to the day. And let's put it on a line chart. If I can ever get there. Why is everything going so slow today? Unbelievable. Try and get everything to work. There we go. Line chart. Right. Let's see what we've got in the way of Brent. Brent crude oil. Just looking at this, that's just looking for an area here. Is this, that looks like a fairly strong resistance area. And we've got a fairly strong support area. Yep, over there. Yeah, still 70 to 82. Seems to be sitting within that range. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit cautious there. Okay, let's just take it back down to the H4. The Brent crude oil sitting within its range. Hasn't broken out actually. I thought it had broken out. It hasn't actually broken out. The range is at 82, 83, 84 here. So you could have a trend. You know what? You could get a trend break to the downside here. I'm just going to draw this in. Let's just see. Oh, that's a little bit further down. That's on the 4 hour, not on the day. But okay, let's just leave it there and just see. If it breaks below that, that could be a short. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's see how that goes. That's Brent. Right. Okay. But we'll get to it. I see there's a few more people joined. So don't forget to say good morning on the chat. And don't forget to like the show if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't like it. I don't normally ask, but today I'm sort of, yeah, why not? Something different, eh? Something new. Let's do the old asking thing, yeah. Okay, so I'm still considering this trade. I see we've got a bit of a red candle here. A little bit of an undecided thing. Lots of undecided things going on. Right. Now, let's talk about MACD. Did I put it on this other chart? Morning, David. And NT, how's it? Okay. I have not put... I'm going to put the MACD on here so I can show you guys the MACD. I'm just going to put it on this second chart here. Indicators. Right. Where's the indicators? Is that the indicators? Yeah. Oscillators. Yeah, that's it. Okay, these are the indicators. I never know where to find indicators. I never look for them. MACD crossover. The cycle's fine. Okay. So a quick lesson in oscillators. Wow, this thing's slow today. Right, okay. So that's your MACD. Now, I don't normally trade with these things, as you know. But you get your fast and your slow moving average here. And you get your histogram. So basically, the MACD is very easy, very straightforward, a bit like the stochastic. All you got to do is when it's like a moving average crossover. The one moving average crosses over the other moving average. You get the long trade when it's at the bottom, and basically the same scenario at the top. But don't do it on the line or below the line here. There's your zero line, okay? So what you got to look out for, see here, the volume's pushing to the upside. Here you're getting an upside move, so you're getting a crossover, so you're getting a long trade. Now look how lagging that is. It's very lagging. You would have taken the trade all the way up here, whereas with price action, you would have taken the trade all the way down here. So it's quite late. Also, what you find, even though this worked out, even though that crossover there, where the volume moved to the bottom and you got this crossover on the line, it's still very late, extremely late in the trade. And even though it did work out, you want to take these from a much higher level, sort of up here on the short. So it's got to be at a higher level right at the top here when you take these. So moving average crossover can give you some direction, but I wouldn't trade with it. I wouldn't actually use it to actually trade. I'd use it maybe for some confluence. So if you're looking at, say, this trade and you're thinking, maybe we should go short because it looks... Let's go back to our normal charts. Wow, this thing's really going slow today. Okay, let's go back to our normal charts. Euro, US dollar. And I'm just going to have a look here. See, on our normal charts, our normal price action charts, we're looking at this and thinking we should go short on the Euro, US dollar because of this trend resistance that it's bouncing off. But if you do use an MACD or something like that as confluence, it's telling you not yet. But like I said to you guys, the problem with these things is they're so lagging that they really tell you quite late what's happening, but it's not even curving over. So you kind of look at that and think, maybe not, maybe I shouldn't. So for example, we're looking at the Euro Great British Pound today. And we're thinking maybe, just maybe, we should take a long trade here because it's in that area. So if you look at this, it's actually not telling you to take a long trade. It's kind of telling you it's just filtering along. The long trade's already gone. It's tried to go short and now it's just messing around. So, if you're looking for confluence, maybe that's not the thing you want. Just out of interest for the MACD, and the moving average crossovers work in exactly the same way. So what I would normally do with a moving average crossover, I actually use it for investments. And what I do on investments is I use a 50-day and a 200-day moving average because it's an investment. And then I'll say, if the 50-day crosses above the 200-day moving average, it's a golden cross, it's a good buy. And if the 50-day crosses below the 200-day moving average, it's a death cross, it's probably a sell. Yeah, that can work for you as well on shares, for example. But you can use it here as well. What did I used to use? I used the 20-day moving average and the 9-day moving average. You can use the 8 as well, but the 9-day works quite well. And if you use the 9-day and the 20-day moving average and let them cross over, you can get some good results from that as well. It's not bad. Hi, Luigi. Welcome. So if you guys want to trade with that sort of thing, but like I say, I wouldn't actually trade with it. I'd kind of use it as a backup or as a, sort of confluence to what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. Is it going to work? Does it look like it's going to work? And that sort of thing. Let's see how that is. Okay. So that's for those of you who want to use some form of indicator. You've seen my VWAP video as well. I've got the VWAP out there as well. The VWAP is also, I don't know, a lot of guys use it to trade. I can't use it to trade, but it's like a magnet. It runs through, it's the volume weighted average price, and the price always goes back to it and goes through it. So the way I use it is if the price is far enough away from it, you can maybe, if you want to sell something back to it or buy something towards it, if it looks good on your price action, that'll just give you some confidence that, yeah, it'll probably go back to that area. What some people do is they use it as almost like a resistance or a support line, if it bounces off there and goes up and that sort of thing. But you don't get enough movement on it. You don't get enough reliability on it. And I found the VWAP works okay on lower time frames, on much lower time frames. On the higher time frames, it doesn't work at all. And then there's the Bollinger Bands, where it gets to the Bollinger Band and goes out of the Bollinger Band, and then you sell and buy. I'll go into that sometime as well. I'm not going to do that today. But as well, you don't get a lot of movement from it. You get most of your profits by trading price action because you get the maximum runs. Whereas with these indicators, you don't get the maximum runs. We just got to keep an eye on this gold as well, because we don't want it to somehow turn against us. That won't be a good thing. I do see that our platform is running super slow today. Is it me? Is it the internet? Is it the platform? I don't know. Not enough. Oh my goodness. There we go. You see? Problem. Okay, so it's now struggling, and I got to get back into this. Don't worry. Just giving us a headache, that's all. Something to do with Google Chrome. If you run this workspace on the app, on the Windows app, it runs fine. It runs okay. But running here on the Chrome, it seems to run out of memory. I don't know. I suppose Chrome runs out of memory because I've got so much running on it. So I've got other things running on it and whatnot. So It's just a problem that I've had this week. I don't know what it is or why it is or what the issue is, but it's obviously on my side somehow. It's always going to be like that, isn't it? Right? So this little candle is now worrying me on gold now that I've moved the stop loss up to cost. I don't want to bomb the trade out at cost. It's crazy. So hopefully we pick up some dosh off of this trade without it going down. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is why win rates don't work, because you want to have a win rate. You want to have a win rate. So you want to have a 6 or 7 out of 10 win rate. You want to be better than everybody else in the market. You want to beat the pros. It's not going to happen, guys. Never going to happen. That's why win rates don't work. You can't have a win rate. It's near impossible. So, no, don't come back on us now. Go up, man. God, goodness me. Quite incredible sometimes. Right. This market will always lull you into a false sense of security. And you see, like in a case like this, you need a brick so you can whack your hand and you don't sell it. That's why I don't watch the charts, because if you sit and watch the charts, then you see this and you think, ooh, the market's going against us, and then you want to move on. That's always a problem. Sometimes it's a good thing to do so, but sometimes not. The news today, Trump hints at historic tariffs, 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. I think that's probably what happened to our Canadian dollar trade. And I mean, he's really signed a whole lot of orders. So I think it's kind of and he's ordered a shield to avoid the ban on TikTok. So I don't know what he's got in with TikTok. So looks like they're not getting banned this week. That looks fine. This is the Funded Trader account. If you guys want one, it's pretty decent. 100% profit splits. Wow. This has gone down. It was $109. Now it's $89. Oh, look at that. That's seriously on special, guys. Really, that's crazy. Last week it was on special at 109, and now it's 89. So you can literally get a $25,000 account now for $89. That's nuts, man. So the max overall drawdown 6%, daily drawdown 4%. So that's our $1,000 we don't want to lose, and we need a target profit target of 10%. So guys, we need to make 10%. Okay, so if you guys want one of these accounts, it's in the description, by the way. But we need to make a profit target of 10%, which means we've got to make 27,500, and we're down to 24.6. Okay, with a gold 24.7. But anyway, still, we need it to go up, not down. It might take a bit of work the way things have gone the last 2 days. What do you guys think? So, you guys got anything you want to trade today? Anything we're thinking of trading? Any great ideas that we can look at? Or are we sticking with what we have? Let's see. Let's see how we go. Just looking at that and thinking, don't do that to me. Okay, right. US 500. That is, I mean, look at this. Resistance there, mid-resistance there, a support there, and a major support there. And she's just going up in structure. Just keeps on going up. Yesterday looks like there was or a few hours ago, there was a bit of up and down, but looks like it wants to continue up to the resistance. I don't see too big a problem with that. Just wondering what's going to happen with this Bitcoin. You mentioned Bitcoin. I see Bruman brought up Bitcoin, and I don't feel like trading Bitcoin at the moment. It's all over the place. 100,000 is its magnet. At the moment, 102,000, but price keeps getting to here no matter what it does. And yesterday it broke out. Looked like it was going to go straight back to 100,000. Comes down to 90,000. Looks like it's going to go straight back to 100,000. So this thing is just trading along this 100,000 line the whole time. So that's your magnet, the 100,000. And I can understand it's a psychological level. It's a psychological level. As I explained to you guys before, the market's 50-50 because of this, because it's human beings. The system, the squiggly lines doesn't make you money. It's the strategy that you put behind the squiggly lines that makes the money at the end of the day. How you manage the risk, the stop loss, the profits, that sort of thing. We go into that strategy in detail in just about every video lately. Now, Bitcoin on the system will give you a high probability trade. And what I'll do is I'll look at the 100,000 now and say, well, that's quite a magnet. So wherever it goes to now, I'll be looking at, do I short long back to 100,000? Because it seems to be running along those lines. But if I did draw in a short-term trend support, which it broke. But it seems to be so volatile at the moment. Let's go to the daily. There's your daily chart, and let's just take it to a line chart, and let's just get a picture on Bitcoin. Nice picture. Let's make it a bit of a shorter term picture. No, let's keep it like it should be. Just having a look at this, because that is your trade. So that guy is all the way down at 85,000, that trend. Then you've got this major support. Let's have a look at that. Major support area. Major support area there. So we've got a shorter term. Let's just take this line out. Let's draw another one in. Maybe a shorter term. That's more in confluence with that support. So it's a shorter term support. And let's draw in the, just out of interest, let's draw in the support at the top. Not much of a support, but it's a start. Okay, let's see what we got. Is it going to be worth anything or not? There's your Bitcoin. Put it back on candles. Let's take it back to the 4-hour chart so we see what we got. Now we got some drawings all over the place. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's take this one out because we don't need that. That's in the way. So now we've got a trend support down here at, just below 100,000, 95,000. Trend support. If it breaks that trend support, she'll go down to 90,000. There's your main support at 90,000. There's your main resistance at 100. It's now at 104,000, 105,000, the main resistance. But 100,000 is its magnet, I must say. It keeps hitting this area, so be careful of the 100,000 level. I think what we should do, just to be on the memorable side next time we have a look here, is just draw a trend line in there so that we can see it. Because otherwise, I'm going to make it nice and thick so you can see it. We can see that level. It's 102,000, that level. Just so you get a better picture of Bitcoin. Okay, so it's broken below that and it wants to come down. Let's see what it does with this trend support. But like I said, I don't really want to trade into Bitcoin right now. It's not favorable. Not favorable at all. USD JPY long. Let's have a look at USD JPY. Okay, let's get a picture of it first. Let's see what we got. USD JPY. Looking for a long trade. Let me see what we have here on the USD JPY. Trend line. Okay, let's take that one out. I don't think we need that one. It's gone. Now, let me just see what we have here. Okay. Rectangle. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Long trade, you say. Take it back to the H4. Okay. You know, yeah, difficult call this. Difficult call. I tell you what, guys, let's look at the long trade. If, and I know I'm pushing my luck here with you guys, but let's look at the long trade. If it breaks that short-term trend, how's that? Okay. Right. So we'll give it an opportunity. That's H4, right? We're on the H4. If that green candle goes through that trend and closes above that trend, then we look at a long trade on the US dollar Japanese yen. How's that? What do you think, Anthony? Because then you've got a decent idea of where it's going. Because at the moment, it hasn't even reached this trend support. It hasn't reached a main support. It's still on its way down, and it's in a bit of structure here. It might come all the way down to here. So I'm just thinking if it bounces, if it goes through this, then we've got a confirmation that it's changing direction. That's just a thought. Okay. Okay, Tong Shing, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Right. Let's just see here. How's that Great British Pound one doing as well? We're not getting a trade here either. See, it has broken through that resistance, but it's not doing anything and it's not going. It's just sitting here in an undecided candle. Everything seems to be very sort of undecided at the moment and not very happy to go anywhere. And I see our gold is sort of giving us a bit of a headache here. I'm hoping it wouldn't do that. Yeah. Maybe I've moved the stop loss up to cost a bit too soon. I don't know. But it's not spiking, so at least it's staying in its lane. It's kind of staying in its lane. It hasn't dived, at least. It hasn't dropped off the map, so to speak. But I'm a bit worried about that tail. If this closes around these areas, we shall have to see. In which case, we shall simply close the trade. Sometimes we do close the trade if it looks like it's going against us or going the wrong way, or it's going to, because that could be a bad sign, that tail. Those tails can cause these scenarios, which are never great. We'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see. So yeah, US dollar, Japanese yen. My chart, it's broken through. You're in already. Been watching Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's due for a major trend reversal in my mind. If you go back and watch what it's done in recent days, it's making moves to the upside. Okay, Aussie dollar, US dollar. Let's just have a look. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Sort of similar to the euro, US dollar. I was looking at it earlier, and it's got a very, 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 very similar trait to the euro, US dollar, where it looks like it actually looks like it wants to break through, but it hasn't broken through yet. It's still sitting on this trend resistance, and it's not breaking through. And until it breaks through that, it remains a short trade. So what you can do, Wendy, is you can take it this way as well. And you just take a trend line on the top, put it across there. Okay, so now we're looking at, and take a trend line on the bottom, put it through there. Okay, so we've got a kind of a railway that it's running in, right? So what we want to do, okay, did I do that on the 4 hour? Yep, I did. Okay, so what we want to do, now you've got quite a lot of lines on the chart, probably too many, but it's not a big problem. If it bounces off here, breaks through that line, and gives you a green candle to the upside, then it'll probably hit that, come back, retest, and go. So that's your long trade on that side of the pattern. On this side of the H, it's still short, and on that side, you're looking at a long trade taking off and going. So that's your Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yes, it does look like it wants to break, and the euro, US dollar, the same. It looks like it wants to go, but it could be a situation of let's just see what happens. Okay, the gold, I'm going to close that trade, guys. I'm not happy with it. Okay, we're taking that. Okay, right now, let's just see what happens here. Why did I do that? You guys want to know why, obviously. See that spike there? I don't like it. That tail off, that's a whole bunch of sellers getting in there. I've got a feeling that this thing might just come back and retest here before it goes. So let's just see. Okay. Morning, Eugene. Welcome back. Good to have you. So you said US dollar, Japanese yen long. Yours is broken already. This one hasn't broken to the upside. Let me just have a look here. US dollar, Japanese yen. Hasn't broken on this either. It's also still, and it's heavily in this resistance area here. So it needs to break to the upside. It needs to break through there. So it's pretty much the same as this. Okay, so I don't know, guys. Just looking at this and thinking, I'll give it a few secs before I take the long. Give it a few moments, and we'll take the long shortly and see how we go. Let's just let it get through here, which is at about, okay, 156. I think if it gets to 156, you can take the long there. All right. Morning, Vivian. Welcome. Good to have you on board. Right, so now we are $330 down. Okay, so that's after I sold the gold now. I just decided to dump that because it's going down. And it's just looking a little bit ominous at the moment with that sort of candle. So I just want to see what it's going to do. We can always get back into the trade if we need to. Okay, cool. I was never comfortable with its distance to the resistance from the start. Oh my goodness, Knight wants to update the app. I tell you what, these guys can be a real pain in the butt sometimes. You want to see what the MACD is doing? Okay, we'll go and have a look at that. Let's just let this thing do its little update quickly. But yeah, we were long gold now, and I just dumped it because it was turning around. No big deal. So let's just see. Are we on? Yeah, we're on gold. So here's your trend resistance again. Let's see if it comes back to that, and we can get back in the trade again. Or if it goes up, then so be it. Then I've made the cardinal. I've created the cardinal sin. Aussie dollar, US dollar. You say MACD. Okay, so did I leave it on this other side here? Let's just have a look. Yes, I did. Okay, all right, because we were showing that to you just now. Eh? Okay, so Wendy, if you want to look at the MACD, right? So that's the MACD, right? You did say, let's have a look at the MACD. You've been watching, let's see what the MACD is indicating. So the MACD is indicating short on the Aussie dollar, US dollar. Right, it's still long. It's long above the thing here, but its next move would be to cross over here and indicate a short trade, which does make sense if you go to our main charts. You have a look at this. There's a big red candle that's dropped out of that trend resistance. Could indicate that we're going to get a short run. If it breaks through this level here, short run down. Could be, could be. I tell you what, you can also look at. Let's take the MACD out and let's add in a stochastic. Remember I showed you guys the stochastic on Tuesday as well. Let's just change that period to a 12. Okay, let's have a look at that as well. And even the stochastic is pointing down. See, it's gone out of the level, it's crossed over, it's pointing down. So yeah, it's going to have to come all the way down to here and turn around and start going long again, which would generally be, if you look at our trading style, probably get down to this trend support and then turn around and want to go back up again. So while it's below this line, that's why I don't trade with these indicators, because they actually, because they actually mess me around. You know, it looks great here. It looks like a great short, but when you trade for real on these, then you get a better picture of where the price is. That's why we trade price action. And stop doing that to me. Now, why does it keep doing that to me? Gee whiz. Now, if you look at this, it's in that railway line. It could bounce off of here. It could break through here, and that's going to give you a much better indication. Like I say, if it's above that line, it's long. If it's below that line, it's probably short. Okay. $27.20 again. Well, like I say, I dumped the trade because it just looked like it was a little bit ominous with that candle. So I don't like that tail. And this could be a pinch at top, which could bring it all the way down to 27.10. So then I'll get back in again. We'll just have a look. Okay. So yeah, I like the gold long trade. I thought we were going to get the whole leg. Well, I was going for the whole leg, but you get these long spikes, and I'm just worried that the long spike is going to take us out. So let's not have that scenario. Okay, so yeah, Aussie dollar, US dollar, Wendy. I'm looking at that. Always just keep your eye out for that. You know, it's easy to look at these stochastics and MACDs and things like that. They give you some kind of result. But like the stochastic is pointing down, the MACD is pointing down, but it's not pointing down to here. It's just pointing down to these trend lines at the end of the day. And when it reaches here, then you can make a decision. But the way I trade this is the Aussie dollar, US dollar is overall bearish. And below that trend line that we've picked up on the day, which is a trend resistance, it's bearish. The only time it's going to turn to be a counter trade is if it breaks through that line. So these small you grab these small picturesque 4-hour research trend lines and put them in. You can look for supply and demand. You can look for support and resistance. You can look for trends like this, okay, within that major trend. But now you know within your major trend that you've taken from the day that you're bearish. That hasn't turned around yet. So all the trades that you want to take here need to be bearish trades. Then when it crosses over to the other side, then all the trades that you want to take on that side, you want to be bullish. That's pretty much how it works. It's the easiest way to take your trades. And if you keep looking for the trades within that scenario, then you'll find your trades. I think everything's a bit sort of slow and strange at the moment. How's it, Coral? Good to see you again. Yeah. Yeah, the trend line seems quite far for how it's behaving. You're talking about the gold, but so now it's going up again. So yeah, check that. You see, the trend line is its structure, and we took the trade off of its structure. It went long. The only reason I got out of the trade is because I just didn't like this candle here. I just don't feel comfortable with it. And it's very close to resistance as well. You know, our risk to reward is very poor on this trade. It wasn't the greatest, but I'd moved the stop loss up to cost. I saw this now and I thought, let's just get out of this trade. Let's just walk away from it. It's just bugging me. I'm not comfortable in the trade. And if I'm not comfortable in the trade, you guys need to know this. If you're not comfortable in a trade, just let it go. That's the problem with these things. You know, when you see something like that, you think, this just looks like it wants to turn. So I don't know. It could actually just bounce and go straight back up here because it is in structure, and that structure could go all the way through, and that's what I was looking for earlier. But this is just something that I drew in short term, eh? This is very short term. This is actually a really close trend line. The real trend line's down here at the bottom, really far away. This is just I draw these in close on a sort of steep climb like this, then I'll draw in a close line just to see where we are in structure, so that if it breaks structure, I know. If it stays in structure, I know. That's why I draw these short-term ones in. The short-term ones are just to give you a structure picture. They're not 100%. Okay, your 100% line is down here. These big ones. Those are the big ones. This was a big one, which was broken. So now everything's bullish above that line. Simple. How's it, Daniel? Good to have you back. Okay, so what other trades do we look at? Okay, so we're not going long on Euro US dollar at the moment. We were looking at US dollar Japanese yen. Anthony suggested that. It's not ready to go long yet. We've sold the gold now. We've lost the Euro US dollar. Let's just have a look at our history here, which is not the most stunning history. Is it possible to make it? Is that all we've got for today? I mean, current week. Oh, of course, current week. Let's do current month. Okay, right. So here's our history, guys. Okay, so we had the mistake that I made when I opened the account where we lost 45. This one we can actually just put aside because it wasn't even a trade. Then the US 500 lost $187.80. The Euro Great British Pound came back and 57.29. The US dollar CAD, that was taken out on stop loss break even, 554. Then the Euro US dollar took out its stop loss yesterday for 230. And now we dumped the gold at $70 because it was just looking a bit ominous. Right. So that's the history of the account at the moment, guys. So we need some more trades. Obviously, we need some more positions. Okay, so let's see what we can put in there. But yeah, let's make it relevant positions. Let's not destroy the account completely. So I wanted the Euro Great British Pound. What happened here? Yeah, this is also not giving us the trade right now. Everything is just very slow. It's just very, very lackluster. Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. Okay, Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. Do we have it on here? Let's go to all symbols. Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. Let's put it on our favorites. And let's have a look at it. Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. Gold is going to be volatile. It does look like it, Daniel. It does look like it. But okay, I dumped it. That's one of those things. Right, let's just have a look at what we got here. Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. We're looking at Great British Pound, Aussie dollar for a trade. And let's just see if there's anything to trade on Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. And by the way, Morgan, tell me, are you feeling long or short on this? Okay, let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm just having a look at this just to see what we've got here. Okay, we're kind of looking for a, this isn't a trend, so I'm just wondering if we've got a fair resistance here. Basically everything for the rest of the week till Trump euphoria cools down and he gets to working fixing Biden's mess. I think he's already doing that. He's like signing all kinds of documents and things into law today. He's going quite nuts, to be quite honest with you. Right, is there a support here? Yep, most likely. Okay, let me just, I'm going to go with trend on this one as well. This one just looks very trendy. Trendy being the word. Okay, that's not a very nice trend. Not a very nice trend at all. There's nothing up there. Looking for the trade here on, he said, how about Great British Pound, Aussie dollar? This is Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. We're looking at the trade here, looking for something, not seeing it at the moment. This is a resistance, not a, this was a resistance. It's not really a support. Broken through there. Could get a long trade out of it, I suppose. Up to, let's go back to the H4, see if there's anything there. Okay. Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. I'm just going to take it to this and do what Wendy suggested. Okay. Actually going long. Okay. That's actually quite interesting. So this is pointing to a long trade. Let me just let that finish. Let's take a short-term view on it. Short-term view. Okay. This is your Great British Pound, Aussie dollar. Okay. And if I look at it, you know, I don't know which way you want to go or what you're thinking, but at the moment, this one, we need it to just break through this short-term trend resistance. This is a very short-term trend resistance. If it breaks past that and goes to the upside, then you've got a long trade here. Otherwise, it's remaining short, but it is really on a trend support as well. So you can't really take the short here because it's sitting on support. So you've got to wait and see if that breaks through the support or if it breaks above that trend resistance. Okay, so Great British Pound, Aussie dollar, we wait. No trade. Okay, basically everything in the rest of it. There's another one I'm watching for reversal. Wendy. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Also watching for a reversal here. Let's do some research on this one. This one looks more rangy. So let's just see what we got. Oh no, there's your trend. Okay, there's your trend. Nice trend actually. So this one is actually in a trend. Ooh. Wait a minute. Look at that. Okay, let's get a bigger picture here. Now that I see that, let me get a bigger picture for you guys. Sure. Okay. Let's just have a look at this, eh? Right. This is New Zealand dollar, US dollar on the daily. Aha. Okay. Let's take it back to H4. Let's see what we got. Doesn't look too bad there, Wendy. This looks like it wants to go long. Looks like it wants to retest here and go. That looks like it's reversing already. And okay, let me just put it on this just so that we can do the old confirmation check. Yeah. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So this could very well be a long trade. Wow, look at this. Look at this. I think we should risk a long trade on this. Who agrees with me? Wendy agrees with me. Okay. Okay, the Great British Pound, Aussie dollar, not using this 6 to be fancy, but just because of when I get the alerts to be starting watching for something. Crude oil. Okay, we'll have a look at that now. Does anyone agree that we should buy the New Zealand dollar, US dollar? While I work out the order, you guys tell me yes or no. Okay. Right, Wendy, what do you think? Stop loss. Shall we put it below this low here, which is what, 0.55400, I think. Let's just see. Oh, it must be a sell as well. Let's put it at 0.55400. Let's just see what that looks like. Oh no, it's a buy, man. What's wrong with me? 0.55400. Okay. Wendy, the account is here for that whole purpose. I don't mind. That's why I got this account. We can either blow it or make it. It's for the A team. It's for us. Okay. So don't worry. You won't be the cause. We won't blame you at the end of the day. We won't say it's all Wendy's fault. Shane says no. Okay. Shane says no. Carl says I would wait. Okay. Wendy says go long. Daniel says go long. And Jan says go long. So I got 3 longs and 3 waits. I need a swing vote here. I need a swing vote. Ooh, take profit. Where will we put the take profit, guys? Oh, about 57.5. Okay. Wendy, you might be the cause of the account doing well. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, there is a bit of a risk-reward problem here. Yeah, Little Britain quote. Perfect. Peter says no. Anthony says I don't see it. Carl says it looks like the scenario from the 6th of January. How about a pending order? Right. So we're waiting. This is still going down, by the way, guys. So it is really a bad idea to buy it right at this moment. But pending orders, I don't like pending orders because things happen in the market and then pending orders, yeah. Yeah, the thing with a pending order as well is you must remember that the big buyers are looking for orders in the market to take out. they're going to come and take your order because you're actually advertising to them where your order is. And then it goes the other way because they know where your order is. So you've advertised to them where your order is. Not like they're looking for your order, but they are looking for money in the market because they got these huge orders to fill. And if your order is lying there, they're going to take it. And then they're going to go the other way with it. So, yeah, bear that in mind when you're taking any kind of trade. Okay, guys, I'm going to hold back on this order because it is 3-3. And also, look at the risk to reward, guys. It's very poor. The risk to the reward, 3.86 to the downside, 4.64 to the upside. It's not that great, okay, because we can't really put our take profit up here. It's insane. The take profit's going to have to be close to these levels, and the stop loss has got to be below the last low, and that's a bit far out. So I think we need to wait a little bit. So let's wait for it to come back to the support, and then we can have a look at it. Okay, so looks like a great trade, Wendy, but let's wait. Okay, that's why it's the account for all of us. We all got a say in this, and there's some good points. Okay, somebody just took a long on gold. Let's just have a look here. Okay, you do realize we sold our gold just now. Okay, I don't like this now. That candle just closed. And it's a nasty candle. So let's just see what the next candle does. It'd be interesting. Okay. Right. Wendy says all. All good. Okay. All good. All right. So we were going to take that trade. I'm quite prepared to take that trade. We just need a better risk to reward on it as well. Okay, so it's a great suggestion. You've got any other suggestions, suggest them. You could be the cause of the account winning rather than losing. So that's what we're here for. That's what this account's here for. So we can figure these things out together. It's all very well me sitting here and going, let's take this trade, and then we take the trade, and then you don't really see anything. And this, actually, Wendy, this was your suggestion, that we have an account that we trade together. I didn't want to use real cash because that gets expensive. So I'm using the funded trader markets account, which only costs, well, it was $109 the other day, and now it's seemingly $89. Just my luck. Anyway, if you want one, the link's in the account. Go get it. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. We only stand to lose $100. That's it. Okay. If the account blows, it blows. It's one of those things. We don't stand to lose $25,000 or $5,000 or anything like that. So it's not that bad, and we can trade it together. That's the advantage of the funded trader accounts. There's a lot of hype around them and news and stuff, and people saying this, that, and the other, and I get it. I'm not a big fan. I've never been a big fan of it or anything like that. I prefer trading with my own cash. But it is great for things like this, and it is great for scenarios where you don't want to risk high amounts of money. You think about it, you're risking $100 to get into the market. You're going to learn the market with it. You're gonna, if you pass the challenge, you go on and you get a live account, and then they pay you the money from that account, which is great if you think about it. So yeah, it's a cheap way of getting into the market. It's actually really good. Nothing wrong with it at the end of the day. I've often thought it's actually quite amazing that somebody came up with that concept. My big concern with funded trader markets, not this one, I mean all of them, I'm talking about all prop firms and things like that, is what's the underlying scenario behind them? Because like I said to you, like with crypto, I've always got this Ponzi scheme feeling, like what the hell, it's all fresh air. So, what are prop firms holding it up with? What are they holding up their companies with? Because, I mean, most of them, you're trading against each other. You're not really trading onto a live market sometimes. And yeah, there's a lot of scenarios there with prop firms that have come up. for discussion at length. So, but yeah, it's great for this and it's fun for this, and that's why we've got it. So don't worry, Wendy, no big deal. I took a trade on silver. You know, Jan, if you take a trade on silver, you might as well take a trade on gold. It's pretty much the same. And the other thing is gold is probably more liquid. But yeah, great stuff. Nothing wrong with that. I prefer gold because it has more it's more liquidity. There's more to trade with. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Daniel. That's why I actually sold out on it, because I just wondered if it's going to come back and retest that 27. It kind of went up towards this resistance, gave me that long tail, and it just kind of said to me, you know what, Rob, gut feel, maybe just let it go for now and come back later. If it goes up here to the 27.50, then I'll just whack myself on the head because I'll be upset. But yeah, that's how it goes. Even though it's just this account, it doesn't matter. It still means something. Okay, funded trading account is perfect for trading. It is actually, you know, it's actually great. And that's what I was thinking about. And it's perfect for me for this, because I don't stand to lose $10,000. I stand to lose $100 or whatever the case. And also, you know, for you guys, if you want to learn how to trade, it's great for you to get an account and get in there and play around with it. And there's a feeling of reality because it's real. It's not demo, it's real. And it's a real challenge and it's a real something happening. So, you know, you're not playing with fake money, you're playing with real. And there's a possibility you can make real money out of it, and you're paying for the account. So it helps you in that sense, because it helps you understand that you're trading with something real, and then you get to a point and it helps you to learn. But in the future, if you've got loads of cash stocks that you can put in a market, and you're closer to the reality of trading that sort of money. Yeah. Jeff, I think it depends on the funded trader accounts. It really does. You know, you say you understand the top performers of funded accounts are exposed to the market, and that I think it really does depend on the account. You know, and it's just the way they set up these accounts. And I've always wondered how they actually, you know, make their profits and that sort of thing. It's a bit like, you know, when you trade the contracts and the futures and things like that. You're trading with real money. You're trading directly on the exchange, and they set up like that. I was just wondering. I always wondered how these funded guys have actually set that up. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's great for this. It's great for someone getting into the market, and while they're paying out. And what I always say to people, they say, "Oh, these guys closed down on a whim," and I say, anyone who leaves $100,000 in a funded trader account is nuts. If you've made $500 on the account for the month, withdraw it. Take it out. Put it in your bank account, man. Don't leave it there. You've got a funded account. This is funded accounts, what, $25,000 account, right? Let's say we pass this challenge and we move on and they give us a real account. A real account, okay? Which you, by the way, have got to keep open because you can lose that as well. And then let's say you make a profit on it and you make $500 on it. Take the money, man. Withdraw it. You don't have to leave it there. Withdraw the money, because if you leave it there and you let it build up like a bank account, you know these guys are all on the edge of sketchy. You know, you don't know if they're good or bad or what's going down. So what I always say is, you know, you've paid $100, you're playing the bet, and if you make 500 and you take it out, not only have you made your money back, you've made it back 4 or 5 times, and now you're in the bonus seat. You know, you're in the pound seats. Just take the money and keep going. And then if they do ever, whatever reason, like a few prop firms have, closed down, duck, whatever the case, disappear, then you know that, oh, well, you know, you've got your money back. Open another one somewhere and carry on. People get excited about things that really shouldn't matter that much. And there's no need to. I see a couple of guys on these prop firms where they've literally left $100,000 in their account, or say we've lost $500,000 or whatever. I'm thinking, are you crazy? How can you have that much in an account like that? I mean, even in a real cash account, in a real brokerage account, I won't leave that much money with them. Never. I mean, the largest amount I'll leave in a brokerage account is $100,000. Okay. And then if it goes up, I'll take it out and put it in my bank account or in an investment account or somewhere else. My investment account's something else. My investment account's not with a broker. It's with the index. It's with either with the S&P or it's with the JSE or the Dow Jones or whatever the case. The money is controlled by the financial controllers of the specific country. So your investments are safe, whereas your contracts and futures and those types of things a little bit more sketchy. Brokerages can come and go. So those as well. I leave a maximum amount in, and then I withdraw that money and put it in investments or bank accounts or things like that. Don't leave all your money in a trading account, guys. It's and actually what I would normally do is if you make too much money on trading accounts is, I've done this many times in the past where I'd have 3 or 4 trading accounts from different companies. So then I know that they're split up. It's just something that you have to do. Whereas these funded trading accounts, they really don't matter. Okay. There's a lot of money to be made by funding your actual trading, Dosh. We trade to make money, no need to leave it in another person's purse. Exactly, Daniel. I'm shorting gold on the hourly time frame. Shane says he's shorting gold on the hourly time frame. Okay. Hourly, you say, let's just have a look at the hourly on the gold. There's your hourly time frame. This is why Shane is shorting it on the hourly time frame. You can clearly see, look, that your research stays in place. Your resistance is still there. Your trend line is still there from the day chart. And there's your hourly. And you can see clearly on the hourly, you've got 2 red candles now developed. So it looks pretty short. And so you probably might get a rundown. There's some money lying somewhere down here at the 27.10, 27 area. So we might get some bounce here and we can go back up again. So it looks like it's just falling over a little bit and then it might go back up again. It's a nice one. Yeah, okay. That's on the hourly. So gold on the hourly is a little bit short. Oh, yes, I still need to keep an eye on the Great British Pound because we wanted to trade that. And how's your US dollar Japanese yen going, Anthony? Let me know. Yeah, I wanted to see if this was going to go long. Can you make a living off trading? Only trade what you are willing to lose, so why leave money on the exchange? Exactly, Daniel. And then the random coding channel asks, can you make a living off trading? I've been asked this question. Ooh. I can't possibly tell you how many times, but a lot of times, many times, okay, I've been asked this specific question. Can you make a living off trading? Now, what you have to understand, the answer is yes, but there's conditions behind that yes, okay? Now, firstly, disclaimer from my side, I make more money on my investments than I do off my trading. My investments make me a lot of money, okay? That said, trading is a great way to keep you going and a great way to tick things over. Are you going to become a millionaire overnight from trading? Most likely not, because it's not as easy as you think. It's much more difficult than you think, unless you get lucky. Some people get lucky. They take a trade, they make a fortune, high-risk trades, things like that, okay? Can you lose everything trading is another question you should be asking, and the answer to that is also yes, okay? So you've got 2 yeses here. Can you make a living from trading? Yes. Can you lose everything trading? Yes. I've seen both scenarios. Now, from my experience, over a period of a large number of years, that being around 30 years, I've been able to eke out a kind of a living from this scenario, okay? From trading and investing and all that sort of thing. And one of the big things with trading you have to understand is that some months are bad and some months are good. So you look at it over a period of a year. So you've got to look at your picture over a period of a year, okay? But what you have to understand is that if you are able to eke out a living trading, because even the pros struggle with this, by the way. I've seen guys that worked for big corporations trading, try to trade for themselves, and then suddenly couldn't eke out a living. So it's not that simple, and it's not that easy. That's why I have the investment accounts, because I know that those will always be there. Now, the problem is, and the big problem is that, as I always say to you guys, on a regular basis with the risk, is 60 to 80% of traders lose. Position trading and swing trading. And that means on these 4-hour charts, hourly charts, and day charts, 60 to 80% of traders lose. Now that should sink in, okay? Because you said, can you make a living trading? The answer is yes, because 20 to 40% do make a living trading. Then the other answer is, can you go broke trading? Yes, because 60 to 80% of people do go broke trading. So it's really dependent on the person. And if you try day trading, 5-minute trading, or 1-minute trading, or 15-minute trading, believe me when I tell you this, and the research has been done on numerous occasions, 99% of traders lose day trading or trying to scalp or trade smaller time frames. It's a fact, okay? There's nothing you can do to change it. It's not me that's telling you this. It's how it is, okay? So, you know, I've been asked that question so many times, and it's not a straightforward answer, simply because the answer is always yes. But it's about the psychology behind it. And you got to be a particular type of person to be able to approach the psychology correctly and work with the strategies. In fact, you've got to learn to lose before you can win. And that's the difficulty behind it. Being able to get a gut feel for things, that takes time, that takes years. My selling the gold earlier on went completely against everything I tell you guys about following your profits and following with a stop loss and that sort of thing. But sometimes you just got to have a gut feel and say, time to move on. So that as well, that takes time to develop. That doesn't come with straightforwardness. And there's so many guys out there that'll promote to you that you can, that the market is objective and mathematical, and that you're gonna win trades based on a mathematical calculation in a system. And I keep telling you guys that that's not true. You need a psychological approach, and you need a strategy. This is just your high probability trade. And the problem at the end of the day is so many guys get caught up in the system rather than the psychology and the strategy, and then they end up losing based on that scenario, because the market is 50-50, and there is no way that you can get around that, because the market's made up of human beings. Everybody, absolutely everybody, wants to win. So it does make it kind of difficult for people to make a living out of trading when you're faced with those scenarios. But gut feel has got a lot to do with it, and it takes time to learn that gut feel. It'll take you a couple of years to become properly profitable in trading if you're good at it, and if you get around the psychology and that sort of thing. But you're also going to get dragged in different directions and follow different systems, and if you can get around that as well, it will also help a lot. Okay. Daniel, you can make a living, but you can also make a fortune. Yet you can also lose it all, as it's 50-50, as Daniel says. Well said, Daniel. Gold is definitely not long at the moment. I agree with you guys. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Daniel, 1%, I'm okay with that odds. The best loser wins, as Daniel says. Okay, I don't think of timelines as doing one or the other. I use them all in one trade to monitor it. I take a trade in the 5-minute once into good profit. I set stop loss and move to 1 hour and leave it. Okay, everyone's got their own comfortable way of trading. What I find is, like Bud says now, right? You'll go to the 5-minute, and that's called that's a sniper entry, right? So if you want to trade on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, but you're looking for a sniper entry, as I call it, then you can drop down to the lower time frames, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, etc., looking for that sniper entry, that entry point where you want to get into your trade, because you don't want to wait for the 4-hour candle to confirm it. But just keep one thing in mind with those sniper entries: is the faster the time frame, the less reliable the sniper entry, the less reliable the information that you're getting. So you might get a huge green candle on the 5-minute chart, which is still red on the 4-hour chart, which never turns green on the 4-hour chart, because the information you got off the 5-minute chart might not be that reliable, because the 5-minute chart goes up and down at quite a rate of knots. So, keep that in mind. But yes, that you can do. If you're just trading on the 5-minute chart and the 5-minute chart alone, those are the guys where 99% lose. But if you're trading on a 4-hour or a 1-hour chart, but you're taking sniper entries from the lower time frames, that's fine. That you're still trading on the higher time frame with a view to collecting your trades on the lower time frame. A lot of people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're not the only one doing that. There's millions of traders that actually do that. I've done it before myself a few times, quite a lot actually. And it's just not the most reliable information that you're ever going to find. Okay. Yeah, those crazy candles on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, Kevin. Sure. That's what cost us the other day. We had the US dollar, Canadian dollar long. I moved the stop loss up. Poof, there she goes. Bummer. Where's that US dollar, Japanese yen trade that Anthony had here? Okay, let's just see how we're doing. Yeah, you got a nice long green candle here. It's just not breaking through. If it breaks through, that'll be great. I don't know. Daniel, you say Donald wants to add them to the USA as a state, but you know what I saw? This has tariffs on Canada and Mexico. He wants to put tariffs of 25% on them. So I don't know if that caused it as well. Gave them a bit of a headache, and he's just like signing things here. You see in the video, he's just like signing things crazy. So it might have had something to do with that as well. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, Rob, but I check the daily, hourly, and set trend lines, and then if it looks okay, I will try and quickly get out if it goes against me. Yeah. No, I see what you're doing, but that's great. If you're trading on the slower time frames and the higher time frames, and you're picking up your trades from the sniper entries, the lower time frames, that's great. It does work, and lots of guys do it. Like I say, it's not unusual to do that. Just bear in mind, like I say, that the information you are picking up off those sniper entries is not always the most accurate. But I mean, it's a 50-50 game. You're going to win, you're going to lose some. So as long as you keep your stop losses and everything on the higher time frames, and because when you trade, see, this is why a lot of people lose on the 5-minute time frame if they're only trading that, is when you trade on a 4-hour time frame, you're trading on a price with lots of space to move, lots of space, lots of pips, lots of points, whatever you want to call it, right? Whereas on a 5-minute time frame, you're trading with 10, 15 pips, 10, 15 points, whatever, and you're trading with the same value of cash. So if you're risking $200 here, you're risking it on maybe 100 points, and then on a 5-minute, you're risking it on 10 points, and that's the difference. And as you can see, a trade can move 10 points in an instant, and there's nothing reliable about that. That's why a lot of people lose there. And, I've had a lot of friends in the past, or people that I've known, let's say associates and whatnot, that have lost everything. And had to rebuild and crashed and burned and whatnot. So believe me, it's a tough game, all right? So you can go both ways. Gold bounced, you say? A little bit, yeah. 27, 22. Yeah, it's a bit of a bounce. All bricks will get crazy tariffs too, you reckon? Yeah, he is going to town there on the news, eh? I saw that. He's actually really going to town. Okay, listen, this Anthony's trade here seems to be coming to fruition. I see this little green candle is about to push through here. There's a very, very, very good chance that the US dollar Japanese yen might turn long here. I'm going to take this down to the H1, just have a quick look. It is in a bit of a triangle there on the H1, but it does look like it wants to go. Look, there is a little bit of resistance there, but there's a good chance that it's going to play out. Very good chance that it's going to play out. Let's see what it does. Let's see if it can break through and go. Looks like it wants to, eh? Does look like it wants to go. Okay, so you might have a good trade going there, and then you can all get a good trade going there. Did the Aussie dollar, US dollar do anything? We were watching that as well. Nothing yet, still sitting on this side. Brent, somebody mentioned Brent, John. Let's have a look. Brent. Who mentioned Brent? Brent crude oil. Okay, we've done the research here. Yeah. It broke to the upside. It's hit resistance, coming down. If it breaks through this trend support, we go short. Otherwise, it bounces and goes long. Okay, cool. That's Brent in a nutshell. Pretty straightforward. We're waiting for Brent as well. How's the US 500 doing? Nothing much, I suppose. Still in the same place. Probably waiting for the open later. See how excited they are about Donald's inauguration. Okay, so there we go. That's your US dollar, Canadian dollar, and its volatility. Look at the moves. Wow. That's insane, man. That's so insane. That's where we got taken out at cost, obviously. But yeah, that's one of those things. Yeah, Brent. Brent is Brent crude. It's crude oil. But that's what it is, Brent crude. Okay. You can trade WTI, you can trade Brent crude. It's all the same, just different price. But it runs exactly the same way. And yeah, it's coming down. There's a trend support here. If it breaks through the trend support, it's short. If it bounces off the trend support, it's long. Okay. You guys want to check it with an indicator like a stochastic? Let's have a look, shall we? Brent. Check it with that as well. Now look at this for interest's sake. There's your stochastic telling you that Brent is at the moment still short. Okay. If that turns and crosses and goes up, that'll be long. Let's check it with an MACD just out of interest's sake. Okay. Because we've got this price action here. We know what's going on. Let's go and see what an MACD crossover looks like on exactly the same product. Now that one said wait. This one is still going down. Look at that. Look at the MACD, guys. The MACD is telling you to go short. Keep on going short. So there's conflicting information between the stochastic and the MACD. Kinda. Okay. So yeah, make your choice, eh? That's why I don't use the indicators. They don't work for me. Okay, so what I'm waiting for is for this to get to this trend support on the Brent crude and see if it breaks to the downside or if it goes to the upside. If it breaks to the downside, might be a good trade down. Let's see. Okay. What helped me was Tom Hugo's best loser wins. You might want to look at that. All about getting your mind right for trading. Kevin, it's actually, there's a link in my description. You can go to Amazon with it and get it there for that same book. But understand one thing about Tom is he's a short-term day trader, high-stakes day trader. Okay, this guy trades with an insane amount of risk. and money. He's really good, and he's a great guy. I see that, but I think as a beginner, you might be. It's good to read his book and understand his principles. And his mentor was a fantastic guy as well that lived here in South Africa. I can't remember his name. But yeah, it's short term. He trades 5-minute charts, 1-minute charts, 15-minute charts. He's day trades. He's very successful at it. Can you emulate it? I don't know. It's all about you. It's all about you and how you do it. But you can get a lot of information on psychology from him and whatnot. He's pretty good at that. I gotta say, I can only talk highly of the person, but yeah. Yeah, let's hit the like button there and support the channel. Yes, high stakes. But Daniel, his philosophy is absolutely marvelous. His philosophy is, I look up to the guy. I mean, he's great. He knows his stuff. Everything, Frederick, is easy to trade. But also, like I answered earlier, everything is difficult to trade, okay? It just depends on your approach. And like I always say, it's not about these lines. It's not about the squiggly lines. It's not about whether you're trading Forex, whether you're trading indexes or commodities or palladium, or it doesn't matter what you're trading. It really doesn't, okay? I trade everything, absolutely anything, even crypto. It doesn't matter. I'll trade it. There's an instrument, I'll trade it because it's got a high probability trade available for you to take on the system. The thing is, you've got to listen to my strategy. The strategy is what you need to understand, and the strategy is what I pound in just about every video lately at the back of the video, that how to trade the strategy, how to manage the risk, how to manage the profits, how to understand, how to be a good loser, how to get ahead. It's all about the strategy. And even like Daniel said, he recommended Tom David Paul. Yes, he was a fantastic guy. He lived here in South Africa. Unfortunately, he passed away recently. Fantastic guy. But let me tell you something. Those guys will give you the same information I'm giving you, and that is, it's not about these lines. It's about your mind. It's all up here. It's all in the head. It's all the psychology. It's all about how you approach it. It's all about the strategy and your business plan to making the money. Those guys will tell you exactly the same thing, no matter what they're trading or how they're trading, what time frames they're trading on. It's all about your mind. Now, the reason people lose trading, day trading, or high stakes trading is because their mind can't get around it. It's because you can't figure it out. That's all. It's not about the actual system. The systems are all the same. Last month, I've not made profit and it's getting me down, but I think the markets are also so unpredictable. Or is it me? Now, Kevin, it has been tricky of recent, especially with the US elections and whatnot. And what you find with the markets is, in general, they tend to follow America all the time. They follow America nonstop. So whatever's happening in America, it's happening on the markets. Also has some great insights to trading, David. Yeah, he does, yeah. Not you, it's the USA change of guard that makes the market run. Daniel said it now as well. It's everything follows the USA. Okay. RSI divergence on gold hourly time frame. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at that now. Rob is spot on the mind thing. Yep. Thanks, Daniel. I was thinking that it was, but that I'm not experienced enough to know these things yet. Kevin, understand one thing, that it takes time to understand these things, and you're gonna feel down sometimes, because especially if you want to get good at this, because the expectation in your mind is to be successful immediately, and it doesn't happen. And that's what takes a lot of people down, is because you don't become successful immediately. Trading, it takes time. It just takes time to get to to the bottom of it. US dollar starting to strengthen this morning and New Zealand dollar is weakening. Thanks, Roberto. Tom Hugot says people don't fail because they don't know enough about technical analysis. They fail because they don't understand what the markets are doing to their minds. And yeah, that's kind of how it goes. And Daniel's right about that. If the market lulls you into false sense of security, it messes with your mind and it drives you insane. So yeah, my mind has got to get back to RSI divergence on gold hourly. Okay, let's go and have a look at that for Shane. Right, okay, gold hourly. Let's take it back to the hourly and just go and have a wee look, shall we? And okay, I should probably use this one where I play around. This is where I show you guys the different indicators, guys, and that's why I put this here so that we can show you the different indicators and whatnot. Okay, so we're on an hourly. Oh, we're on the H4. I want it on an hourly chart, because you did say hourly, and you want it on gold on the hourly. Gold on the hourly, and you say an RSI divergence. Let's have a look. Get used to this thing. Yep. Yep. Yeah. You got a divergence. You got a divergence. That's interesting. Yes, you do have a divergence. Absolutely. Okay, so that was Shane. Yes, there is divergence. Most definitely divergence. So, interesting. Very interesting. Look, in my experience, divergence doesn't always work. But, yeah, there is a divergence and it could possibly... Let's just have a look at the 4 hour as well. Guess what? It's there on the 4 hour as well. Big divergence on the 4 hour. Yep. Be careful on gold, guys. Look, I can't believe I was actually long on this morning. But anyway, that's the gut feel. I got out on the gut feel. And if you look at this, there's your resistance. So yeah, let's see how she goes. And like Daniel said, there's a lot going on with the USA inaugurations and all that at the moment. Lots of things happening. Lots of people saying things. So, you know, there's a good possibility there's going to be a bit of volatility surrounding it. So yeah, that might be an issue. Thanks all. I keep my chin up, but I'm not keen on trading until things calm down after the inauguration. No, good thing, Kevin. You know, it's going to be a tricky week. That is why we are here to learn from him, to skip his 30-year hair loss system. Not much for losing hair, but at least we could make money boldly. Daniel, lost my hair anyway, so I have to get that problem. Here's the thing, Kevin. If you've lost your hair already, at least it can't go grey. Let's see. I went totally grey. Then I started losing my hair. Anyway, that's life. That's how it goes, eh? But yeah, no, totally. So we haven't found a trade. Like, I'll see if I can find something for us later on. I found us the gold yesterday. That worked out. That played out. And I'm not going to trade it again right now. I was hoping for this Euro Great British Pound trade. That hasn't worked out. I'll keep my eyes on the Euro, US dollar, Japanese yen from Anthony, just to see if we can get a long trade here. And here we go. There's a long trade. Interesting. So we could get quite a nice long trade here. Yeah, that looks pretty reasonable actually. Doesn't look bad at all. Okay, still a Japanese yen. Very interesting. Just having a look there. Just out of interest, I just want to see. Oh no, there is another H4 there. US dollar, Japanese yen. Oh, it's on the H1. Okay, let's just put it on the H4. Yeah, okay, so we'll keep our eyes on that. That looks like it could be a good long trade. Does look like a decent long trade there. Okay. Praise good, sign of wisdom. So, guys, before I go, US dollar, Japanese yen, should we take a long trade? Should we take a buy on the US dollar, Japanese yen? Yes or no? I'll have a look at the risk while you guys let me know what you think. Okay, stop loss would have to be at 154.5, which is quite far away. I just want to see if that is viable or not. And the take profit would have to be at 158.5. Let's just see if this is a viable trade or not. Yeah, it is actually. That's quite viable. Okay, the lots are a bit high for us. Let's just see. That's too low. 0.1, 0.2. Take 0.2 lots. That's a pretty decent trade on a buy. Yeah, the Discord, I'll sort the Discord out. I'll send you another link, Imaka. Okay, Shane, I'm going to go long. I'm going to take the long here. I actually think it looks like a reasonable trade. Anyone against this trade? Anyone for this trade? What do you think? Shall we go long on the US dollar, Japanese yen? It's broken through this trend resistance, let's say. Even though it's in a bearish trend, it's broken through. There's a good possibility that this could now go to the upside. Looks like starting a short trend. It's already in a short trend. Seems to be breaking out of that trend. There is obviously a red candle here. But, well, okay, guys. It's actually time for me to close the show down, so I'm going to take the trade. I don't see a problem with it. And the longer I wait, the more the price is going up, which is never great. Never great at all. Hate paying too much for a trade. Okay, so I guess it's going to go. It's going to go without us. We're going to get left behind, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, there it was. Taking the trade. Done. We took the trade, guys. Bye. Thank you, Henry. I took the trade as you said bye, and I actually took it before you said bye. Okay, let's hope that works out. Kevin, yes, we've taken the trade. So we are now in this trade, okay? US dollar, Japanese yen. That's our trade for today. We're in. And I'm going to possibly sort of end the show here now. On that note, I think that's a good trade. If you guys want to take it as well, go for it. My reasoning behind the trade, as we discussed just now, there's a trend, a short-term trend that's been broken to the upside. It looks pretty positive, and I don't even want to put an MACD or a stochastic on there to confuse you guys. It just looks like it might go in our direction, okay? But I'm not going ruble USD because I don't think it's even on this platform. Okay, so this is just for us to trade. So I don't think we've got that. Right. And on that bombshell, yeah. Thank you. That's actually a great saying. And on that bombshell, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, let me not steal his sayings. But yeah, on that bombshell, let me be off. And we'll be back on Thursday. And then we'll have a look at how this trade either went or is going. We might still own it. And if it's gone against us, gone for us. And let's hope it'll go for us so we can hold on to this account just a little bit longer. And thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to be on my way. And I'm going to thank you guys for being here. There'll be another video out tomorrow, which is all about the fantastic, guess what it's about? It's about price action, isn't it? Do I repeat myself or what? I am going to try and make the videos more interesting this year. I'm going to see what I can do to make it a bit more interesting for you guys. But I hope the information does help you guys, and I hope it is doing something for your trading at the end of the day, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. And like this account as well, it's so that we can help you guys get ahead with the trading, and we can see when we trade, when we don't trade, why we should trade, why we shouldn't trade, and that sort of thing. And I see a lot of you guys played the part today, got involved, suggested a lot of trades. That's what we want. Suggest the trades, whether we take them or not. You know, we can look at the trade, and then we can figure out why we're taking or why we're not taking it. So today's suggestion, the US dollar, Japanese yen, is the one that we're taking because that one has worked out. That one has actually played out while we're still here. So guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching with us. And I hope to see you guys pretty soon, next time, so we can carry on. Thanks, guys. Till next time, have a wonderful, wonderful couple of days until Thursday.